So you might be thinking, Raina, I know how to use a calculator. Everyone knows how to use a calculator. However, there might be a few features that you just don't know about that are hopefully going to be very useful for your UCAT exam. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Raina on the Cusp. My name is Raina, and today we are going to discuss how to really use all of the features of the UCAT calculator. Give this video a like if it helps you in any way, and subscribe to my channel as I have lots more UCAT videos coming soon. So if you want to find out more about how to use a UCAT calculator to your advantage, then keep on watching. So this is the UCAT calculator. It's quite basic in comparison to other calculators you might have seen, scientific calculators that you might have used in exams at school. It has pretty basic functions on it, and I should have said if you see me looking down, it's because I've got my laptop and I'm screen recording, so hopefully you guys can see everything that I'm doing here as well. So I'm going to talk you through some of the features of the UCAT calculator that I think are very useful for the exam. Firstly, remember when you're using the calculator, it will make your life a whole lot easier if you practice with a full-size keyboard and a mouse. This is because you'll find the numbers at the right hand side of the keyboard that you can use instead of just having to press each individual number in with the mouse. Okay, so firstly we're going to be talking about the memory functions of the UCAT calculator. I think these are the most useful. So we have the memory recall button, which you can see here, the memory minus button and the memory plus button. The memory minus button subtracts a value from memory, and the memory plus button adds a value to the memory. So let's put this into action. So for example, if we did a calculation like 89 times 784, which gives 69,776. We can store this in the memory by clicking the memory plus button. And as you can see, the M symbol has come up, which shows that this value is now stored in the memory. So storing numbers like this is particularly useful for long numbers that take time writing down. And then because this number is stored in the memory, we can clear it and do another calculation if you like. So we could do 8 plus 9, for example. And if we go back to the memory recall button, you can see that the original number is still there. So you can go back to the number that you stored by pressing the MRC, the memory recall button, and continue with your calculations. Being able to recall numbers like this reduces your chance of getting them wrong and maintains your accuracy, especially if they're long numbers like this one is. And it's really helpful for doing long complex calculations, or if you need to revisit a step, and it saves time as you don't have to write down a great big long number. So as you can see, we still have the number 69,776 stored in memory, and you can continue to do other calculations. So for example, 9 minus 6, for example. And now let's look at the memory minus function. So this number subtracts numbers from the value that you have stored in the memory. So for example, if we wanted to subtract the number 76 from memory, we would do 76 and then press the memory minus button. And then we can also clear this and go on to do other further calculations. And now if we want to recall the number, we just have to press the memory recall button. And as you can see, 76 was subtracted from our original number that was stored in the memory. And now we have the number 69,700. And now we can continue to do other calculations as well if we wish. So 89 minus 6. And then you can also choose to add 76 back to the number that you have stored in memory. So all you would do is type in 76 and you would press the memory plus button. And then if we clear it and then press the memory recall button again, we can see that we're now back to our first original number that we stored in the memory of 69,776. So how do we clear our memory of the number that we've stored? So all you have to do to get rid of this number is you press the memory minus button and then the memory recall button. And as you can see, the M symbol has disappeared, so this lets you know that there is no more number stored in the memory. So now let's talk about some of the other buttons that you can see on the calculator. Here in the top left corner, we've got the plus minus button. So this button turns your number into positive or negative depending on what it started as. So for example, if we have the number 52, and then we press this button, it turns it into minus 52. And then, for example, if you added 52 to this number, you would get 0. And then we have a percentage symbol button here. This button turns any percentage into a decimal. So for example, if you wanted to work out 42% of 60, you would press 60 times 42 and then the percentage symbol button. And you get an answer of 25.2. So you need to be able to put the calculation in first and then press the percentage symbol button. This is a really useful feature in cutting down the number of steps that you have in your calculation. So next let's talk about the square root button you can see here. So say you wanted to find the square root of 81. You would type in 81 and then the square root button and it will show you the answer of 9. Again, you have to type the number in first and then press the relevant button. However, you will notice that this calculator has no power button. So for example, if you wanted to cube a number like 9, it would be really helpful to know what 9 squared is in your head already, so that is 81, and then just type in the one calculation, 821 times 9, which gives you 729. So as you can see from this calculation, it is really useful to be able to know your mental maths and your multiplication table so that you can do the first part of this in your head. And to further save time, I want to talk about a keyboard shortcut. If you use the keyboard shortcut Alt+C, this will bring up the calculator in the exam. So if you do it just like this, as you can see, the calculator has come onto screen, and then if you click anywhere on the screen, it will also disappear. So I've said this in my QR video already. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But using a calculator will ultimately use those extra few seconds. So you don't want to rely too heavily on it, and you do want to improve your mental maths game, especially for any easy sums that you can do in your head. When you are practicing questions, especially in the quantitative reasoning section, make sure you do use the on-screen calculator and not a handheld calculator, one like this. You're probably very familiar with what this looks like. I know it's all too tempting to use one of these, but just don't. Really do practice with the on-screen calculator. So thank you all so much for watching. If this video has helped you at all, give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all again in the next video. Bye!